My physique, it's not at its peak leanness. I still get like attention and respect from everyone around me, right? Especially women who literally do like double takes when I walk past them, right? And I'm telling you, boys, like this is the best, most ROI thing that you can do when you're young and when you're like full of energy, right? You want to get jacked, you want to get fit when you're young, right? And that's when it matters. And as I said, I'm not even my full like capability or like my peak leanness, right? So, but I still get stares. You know, whenever I go out, whenever I go to the mall or like go to the supermarket, I still get stares, right? So that just goes to show, even if you're like not like fully like lean peeled to the bone, you still get like recognition, right? So I mean, this is what we're here to do, right? Build an aesthetic physique that commands respect and commands attention, right? And I've been training for 8 years, bro. For like 8 years, and like I'm telling you, this is hands down like the best decision that my younger self made, right? If you're a beginner getting into the gym, like you're gonna get overwhelmed with like a lot of things that are online, and some of them aren't true. So like there's like obviously science based and like things like that, which is they have some truth to it, but I don't really trust them. I just like to go hard in the gym and whatnot, and like I like to take my nutrition like simply. Just like everything's just like simple. That's how I like it, right? And that's what literally works, right? And if you're a beginner getting into the gym, you're gonna get overwhelmed and you're gonna get stuck in what we call analysis paralysis, right? And you don't want to get there, and you want to literally learn something and put it into action right then and there, right? So, so the only three things that you need to literally know about is nutrition, training, and recovery, right? And obviously mindset to go along with all those three things, right? Let's discuss mindset first. Like, what do I mean by mindset, right? What I mean by mindset is that you need to have like a longevity mindset when it comes to like bodybuilding and like when it comes to building aesthetic physique, right? Yes, you can get there in the 1 to 2 year mark, which is where the noob gains kind of like where they are, like 1 to 2 years. That's when your noob gains fully come into effect. You need to have the mindset of like a marathon runner, right? You need to be in it for the long run and not like just get lured into like the instant gratification and whatnot, that like something like gear like provides, right? So like you want to stay natural, and like natural physiques are the best, right? They're the most aesthetic. If you look at like two people, of like if they're like taking gear or like if they're natural, um, like the natural person has like the best physique, best looking physique. Have the mindset of like a marathon runner where you like literally like to do this shit for like ages, right? So like you need to do this shit for like years and years and decades to come. It's not like you're gonna get your aesthetic physique and you're gonna just ride off into the sunset, right? That's not how it works. Cause like you need to actually like maintain it as well. So like, and that takes some effort. And yes, you're gonna come across your noob gains phase, and like that'll be enough for you to get your aesthetic physique. But you need to like literally just stick to the training regimen and like the nutrition regimen throughout the entire time, right? Throughout years and years to come, because like that's what maintains it, right? At the end of the day, I rinsed my noob cans within like 1 year of training, because like I had access to like the right the right nutrition, information, and like the knowledge, and the right training information and the knowledge, right? So, and that was 8 years ago. Obviously now it's like a lot more, like there's a lot more information out there, which can lead to what I said before, which is analysis paralysis, right? And you don't really want to get there. So like you want to, yeah, find what works, and like find what works for you personally, and literally like put it into action right then and there, right? When it comes to training, you need to literally prioritize the muscle groups that will get you an aesthetic body, like specifically, right? You want to prioritize the muscles that get you aesthetic body specifically, but you don't want to neglect the other muscle groups either. So like you just want to prioritize, like you want to hit these muscle groups like a lot more often than you hit like the other muscle groups, right? The ones that we don't want, like you know, like lat, lat, like lat, thickness or whatever, And I always say, like, you wanna like look like you can lift a lot of weight, but not lift a lot of weight, but actually look like you can lift a lot of weight, then actually be able to lift a lot of weight, but look skinny or like look fucking like a strong man, like fucking fat as fuck, and like you can lift heavy, but like that's not aesthetic, like if you want to get girls and if you want to like you want to fuck and you want to like fucking get to the next level, you in the social hierarchy, you can't just look skinny or like look fucking like a strong man, you literally need to have is like a slim waist, going into wide lats, going into like wide shoulders or like broad shoulders, right? You want to train your lat width and your shoulders, as in like your middle delts, like your medial delts, and maybe like your rear delts as well, because it gives you like that the cap look. But you want to literally train your whole body, but just prioritize these ones a lot more than what you would prioritize like why you would not prioritize like front delts, front delts matter as well, but like just keep that in mind when you go into like training, that you want to hit these other muscle groups like more often than you hit like your other muscle groups, like maybe like your obliques or whatnot. You don't want to hit your obliques at all, in my opinion, because it makes you get you like in a blocky waist, which like I don't like at all, and that's not gonna get you aesthetic, right? Doing a little research will let you know like what you need to do. I'm not gonna fucking sit here and just list all the exercises that you need to do. It's like so basic, bro. Just Google it, just chat GPT it. You'll get the exercises that you need to do for the particular muscle group, right? If you want to bang tens, like just doing your training part right wouldn't really help, right? You need to actually get your nutrition and recovery dialed in, right? So when it comes to nutrition, you need to eat whole foods, bro. Like none of this processed sugary shit. That's gonna literally just get you fat, bro. Like bottom line, do you want to bang tens or do you want to get fat? Like that's the bottom line, bro. Like just choose right now, just choose right now. And like I know it's gonna get hard, but like you have to suck it up as a man, bro. Like that's just the bottom line, So you need to believe in the whole foods, the fish, the meats, the eggs, the single ingredient, carbs, which is like rice and pasta, because you do actually need carbs. Without carbs, you can't really fuel your workouts. You get that nice pump when you like literally like have a lot of carbs in your system. It's all that glycogen that's like getting transported and whatnot. And it's that water retention and whatnot. You want to get a lot of fluids in as well, and that's gonna help with your pump and whatnot as well. So if you feel like cheating on your diet, bro, just think about it and just think to yourself that you're a fucking pussy if you wanna, like just cheat on your diet, which is just what I don't recommend at all. And also like just think about it, like no food will taste as good as being lean and being jacked, right? And you just have to get that through your head and like just be like, okay, I can suck it up because I'm gonna bang tens at the end of the day, bro. Also, like the thing is, like you don't want it bad enough if if you just fold to like the least amount of like friction, So like you just don't want to fold and like just fucking keep going, bro. You can get there, and like if I can do it, you can do it as well. And I'm not even in my peak leanness yet. Like I've been, just putting on weight and bulking up, but like I'm gonna cut down as well. So like you'll see my transformation as these videos go on. So like, just do the work, bro. At the end of the day, if you're a man, you need to get to work, right? So another thing is like you need to track your calories as well. Like just get on MyFitnessPal. If you're eating the same foods every day, you just have to track it once, and you're eating the same shit every day until you have to change your quantity of the amount of food that you're eating. So like then you have to put it into MyFitnessPal again. But until the quantity decreases, so like after like a week, you need to literally like just log it in again, right? Which is like a lot more simpler than eating like different foods at different times and like different days. and that's gonna get it so messy, right? So you don't want that at all, right? So that's just what I do as well, right? I eat the same foods every day, and I don't have to log in most of the time. But if I eat something different, I do have to log it in, and like literally fit it into my macros and whatnot. So what I recommend is eating like a big portion. Like when you start off your cut and whatnot, you need to like eat like a large amount of food. Obviously, like a relatively large amount of food when you first start off, because you're at your like 500 calories below your maintenance, right? So you need to eat like a decent amount of food. So like I recommend eating the same food throughout your cut and not like transitioning. It's just what I found to be more simpler. Otherwise, you have to like find low calorie alternatives and whatnot. But if your hunger gets like out of control, you obviously need to find like low calorie alternatives. Um, which is like salads and whatnot, and like low carb breads and whatnot, right? Like keto bread and whatnot. So, um, what I recommend is like literally just stick to at least for 8, 16 weeks. That's when you start seeing results. Not like fucking one day and like 2 days, 3 days go by and you're like, oh, I'm not seeing results, bro. I'm not getting muscle, bro. I'm not getting lean, bro. Stop, bro. Just stop. You're not gonna see results overnight, right? So like you need to fucking stick to that shit for a long period of time, and you'll see results, bro. And you'll be swimming in chicks, bro. Trust me, bro. Trust me. And with recovery, you need to at least get like 8 hours of sleep a night. That's what I recommend. Minimum 8 hours. If you want to get like more than that, you're most welcome to. But then you'd be a fucking loser anyway. But like, just get 8 hours of sleep. But like, just don't overdo it, don't underdo it. Just get 8 hours and you'll be fine. And obviously, like, take your supplements as well. Like, take your protein powder, because that's gonna come in handy when you get into like those later stages of your cut. When you're like scared for like fucking like low calorie alternatives for like like protein dense food. So you want to get your protein shakes and like at least 2 a day, I recommend. But that'll give you like 50-60 grams of protein, just straight from that. So like, and you want to get your lean meats and whatnot. But that's about it. Like, you just get through it, bro. But I promise you, there's a better life waiting for you on the other side. So yeah, that's it.